Jared's boots touched solid stone. He was standing in the same wide plaza he had arrived in after the first challenge. The system city stretched out around him under its strange, constant twilight sky. Floating lanterns drifted overhead, casting soft light across the open space. Survivors were still appearing in pairs across the plaza, some looking exhausted and bloodied, others barely marked by whatever they had faced. Jared rolled his shoulders and took a slow breath. His body still carried the faint stiffness from being gripped in a dragon's claw for nearly the entire flight, but nothing was damaged. The Void Wyvern duster settled around him, already beginning to clean itself of the dust and wind residue from the mountain plateau. He turned his head. The giant bluish-black dragon was already there. Its massive form took up a large section of the plaza's edge, forcing several groups of survivors to give it a wide berth. Dark scales shifted between deep black and a faint blue sheen under the lantern light. One golden eye opened briefly, swept the surrounding area with clear disinterest, then closed again. The dragon made no effort to speak or acknowledge anyone, including Jared. A system window appeared in front of him.
Challenge to complete.
Team ranking within top 25%.
Advancement confirmed.
Current remaining participants 11,425,000. Jared stared at the number for several seconds. 800 million had entered the competition. 45 million had survived the zombie waves. Now only a little over 11 million remained. Jared dismissed the window with a quiet sigh and looked back at his temporary partner. The dragon still hadn't moved. It seemed perfectly content to ignore the entire plaza and everyone in it. From the way it rested, it was clear the boss fight had barely cost it any real effort. As Jared started walking, his eyes briefly caught a familiar figure near one of the elevated walkways overlooking the plaza. Snide McGreek stood alone near a stone railing, long white hair falling perfectly down his back. His elegant midnight blue robes, marked with intricate star patterns, remained completely clean and unwrinkled. Glowing red cat-like eyes calmly observed the returning survivors below. He looked as if he had simply stepped out of a formal gathering, rather than a life or death challenge. Not a single hair was out of place. Jared only watched him for a moment before continuing on. He didn't feel particularly proud of how Challenge 2 had gone. The dragon had handled everything. Jared's main contribution had been surviving the high-speed flight without falling out of the claw and staying out of the way, while the Chrono Knight erased a 140-foot monster in a single breath. It had been efficient. It had also left a bitter taste in his mouth. He was still just along for the ride. The streets of the system city were busier than before. Survivors moved in small groups, some talking quietly, others already heading towards shops, inns, or training areas. Jared passed an orc with a fresh gouge across his shoulder, a pair of elves comparing injuries, and a human woman who looked like she hadn't slept in days. Everyone who was still here had survived 2 full challenges. That alone said something. Jared adjusted the collar of his duster and kept walking. He still had the gold he had earned before the competition. He still had the kinetic scout skeleton, the Oni mask, and a body that continued to grow denser under the tungsten root. What he didn't have was any real sense of control over how the next challenges would go. Especially if the system kept pairing him with partners who could end fights before he even moved. Jared exhaled slowly and headed deeper into the city. There was still time before the next challenge. He intended to use it.